Hello everyone, post here, how are things going? Endfield has put a wanted notice on my social life for these first few weeks, and after clearing most content, including getting the 333 medals from the bosses, and this a beauty, I'm left just craving for more and having to wait for 1.1 to release. The presentation livestream was pretty great, but came with a few surprises, which sent me back to edit my Excel docu and review my expectations for next patch. First is the banner duration. I was expecting them to go down to 2 characters per version, but stick to a 3 weeks banner deal. Instead, Tangtang will release on March 12 and Rossi on the 29th, only 17 days later. Looks like the patch will last 5 weeks instead of 6, which lowers my expected income a bit. Speaking of, summing all different sources of our barrels, 1.1 should have around 70 pools for free-to-play, 85 for the monthly card, and a couple more for the battle pass. Do take these numbers with a pinch of salt though, cause the events marked in orange can end up with different values, while I eyeball the quest and exploration maps, assuming a 30 chests map with some extra puzzles. Then there's the little problem of sign-in and AIC tickets being banner specific and only building the 50/50 PT, as well as minor aura drops like shop refreshes, tutorials, new mats collection, and so on. Those are a bit hard to count. Still, we are coming off the most generous gacha launch I've ever seen. 150 standard banner pools and 250 premium ones meant 2 hard PD guarantees, and a skip or a little luck will let you start 1.1 pretty comfortably. Personally, I got my leva in 80 pools and was tempted by this mug fox into attempting a 50/50, which ended up lost to Yvonne. Didn't even complain. Kinda had to stop there though, cause going for the guarantee could have jeopardized my savings for Rossi and Fangi, and it felt weird to power creep our daily already, especially after spending all the mess to get to 80. Content-wise, I didn't feel like the need for higher numbers, so I guess I'll wait for a better arts support or just her rerun. I'm currently sitting on 110 pools and expect to hit 1.1 with 120. If I were free to play, this means I would have a hard PD guarantee every 3 to 4 banners. If we take into account an average 50/50 win rate, this would let me pick up 1 character every 3 banners. But the Endfield's gacha is a bit weird with its PD system, especially since you're forced to pull on some banners due to expiring tickets, and this eventually leads into situations where you'll hit double 6-star 50/50 PT before the 120 guarantee, which picks all possible predictions and tosses them straight out the window. A 1 in 3 expected pickup should be safe enough though. As for me, I don't mind burning a little paper on the monthly card, and an average income of 85 pools per version would put me at a hard PD guarantee every 3 banners, while some average luck should let me pick up almost 1 character every 2, which is not too bad a ratio. Now comes the hard part. Levatin was a must pick, and her fire team took priority over the standard physical one. Building it took a ton of mats though, and I'm far from done since Leva is the only level 90 in it. 80 to 90 is expensive as hell, but I'm glad there's no content in the game that requires full min-maxing. Hopefully I can branch out and start bringing some other elements up to speed, just to have some variety and prepare for the inevitable content that requires multiple teams or specific elements. For the physical team, I kinda want to stick to the admin since they'll also eventually get a free port 5. The electric one I have not touched, cause I'm sure Zhuang Fangyi will be its main DPS, and with an entrance like this... She also cemented a spot in my must-pull list, and whether she'll be released in 1.2 or 1.3, I'll be ready. I accidentally Yvonne, and she's taken last right's slot for the build priority, while Nature only has supports. Tangtang surprisingly releases as an ice caster with cryo application, susceptibility, and an AoE freeze that stops bosses for a few seconds. She seems tailor-made for Yvonne, so she doesn't have to dodge during her burst, and I've got to admit, that's a pretty tempting kit. If only Rossi didn't come right after. And this is where my soul left my body. It's wailing, shaking the walls of the very Hades itself. I was praying for her to be a hit vanguard, joining Leva's team replacing Akekuri, but apparently not. Physical guard a single target damage dealer with split hit damage, lift and damage over time. Her skills gain extra effects when the enemies already have vulnerable, hit affliction and combust, and they're also bringing in a QTE for her combo skill. She seems fun and I had already picked her for my next pool target. My Italian blood demanded it. But she's going to be a main DPS in a team with Wolfguard, Ardelia and either Enmin or PogChamp for the vulnerability consumption. Otherwise, she has 1 hit damage taken increase, and the lift stacks could help Gilberta boost her numbers a bit in an attempt to support Leva. But man, it's gonna suck missing out on the SP regen. Also, again, I didn't get Gilberta. If I were to pick her, she would be a Levatine replacement for single target fights, but Levatine is doing more than fine already. Again, look at her. She's freaking adorable. 24/7 head pets. But I can't justify picking up a 4th main DPS, especially when the quote-unquote endgame only requires a single team. Even less so for an element that's already covered. Another alternative would be to skip 1.1 entirely and go all in 1.2 for Mifu and Zhuang. But unless Mifu turns out to be a dedicated electro support, she might be the one getting skipped. As for the future, Burp looks cute, but I want to see her in action first. Spear Boy still missing, bit of a question mark on Licia, while I have the feeling that they'll make us wait for M3 until the anniversary. I guess for the time being, my best course of action is going to be to pick up Tangtang to fix up my cryo team, get Zhuang Fangyi for the Electro one, and then wait for the half anniversary or anniversary and see who comes out next. Alright then, hopefully my predictions are not too far off, and if they are, I hope they're on the low side. Let me know your pool plans down in the comments, and as always, thanks a lot for watching and see you in 1.1. Ciao!